Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. If you are new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe and also welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me today. We are actually looking at the second layout that I have done for the Thoughtful Studio design team. Now I wanted to give you a little bit of background on this layout because it is a fairly simple layout, but it really does mean a lot to me. This is actually probably one of the more powerful layouts that I've done, and it was very much for me. Um, so if you have spoken to Marie ever, she is the owner and designer behind Thoughtful Studio. And if you've ever had the moment to speak with her, she is really focused on the story behind things. The reason why you do things, the reason why you feel things, all about the story. And it really had me thinking through my conversation with her about this kit and how I can use this kit to really tell my story. With that being said, make sure that you go over to Facebook and join the Thoughtful Studio Facebook group because she is starting to host challenges. Specifically, there is one coming up for St. Patrick's Day, and you get a bunch of freebies. So make sure, and as well as a discount code for her Etsy shop. So please make sure you go check that out and join that Facebook group so you can be in on the challenges as well as get some of those extra freebies and the discount code. So let me tell you a little bit about this layout. So this is actually a letter to myself. Now, if you have followed me for any amount of time, you probably have noticed that in the last year and a half, I had some serious life changes. And I will read this letter to you in a moment. But it was really important for me to write this letter to myself and kind of get some of these thoughts out. As I mentioned in my conversation with Marie, it really had me think about the reason why I feel certain things or the reasons why I think certain things. And this traveler's notebook that you can see, I kind of briefly showed you the first page in here. It's about me. This is a layout that I had done before in one of my classes. And it was about kind of my background story as to why I am at the place I am in my life. So the first layout was really kind of introducing me and who I am now. And then the second one is a letter to myself, kind of a motivational type letter. So I'm going to read it to you as you kind of watch me embellish and use the beautiful supplies that are in this tess-a-penpal collection. And funny enough, it actually worked out really well because this is a letter to myself and there's lots of like pen pal related things in this kit. So the letter says, it's again from me to me. It says, Melody, you may not realize how strong you are, but you are a very strong woman. You have overcome more obstacles in the last year than you've ever been presented with. You still persevered. You left the job you had for 15 years to go completely on your own. You took your own business seriously and actually made it successful. You opened an additional store reselling items you find for profit and started modern day treasure hunting. You became an ESL teacher. You became a consultant for other businesses. You started working with a paper company to teach classes in addition to your YouTube following. You turned a hobby into an actual business that you love. You started inspiring others in a way you never thought you could. You took a hard look at your relationships with other people and made some hard decisions. You took out the negative speak people and kept the positive speak people. You chose who you surrounded yourself with. You came out on top. You made a choice to spend your time with your family over always chasing something else. You made a choice to lead a life you can be proud of. You are happier than you've ever been. You are choosing you. I am proud of you. With love, Melody. And it's dated 2/24/2020. And as I mentioned, my conversations with Marie really had me thinking, what are the things that I want to tell my future self about who I am right now? I have gone through a major life change, and I'm sure that that has come across in my scrapbooking, not only in my big absence last year, but also just in the types of layouts that I'm documenting, the types of things that you're seeing from me, and just kind of my thought behind everything that I do. I try to do things with more purpose now than I ever have before, and it has made me so much happier. It's insane to me how some little changes to the things that I focus on make such a huge change on my happiness and the things that I enjoy. So I really wanted to take this letter and put this in this traveler's notebook because, like I said, this traveler's notebook is all about me. And I want this traveler's notebook to be a documentation of who I am and how I develop. I think we all are on a constant journey to develop and change and grow and adapt and just continue to develop as a person, I guess is probably the best way to say that. And I think by using this album or this book to document different things about myself, I'm able to kind of not necessarily track, but I'm able to kind of go back and appreciate these moments in life that may be hard or you may really struggle with. But also take these moments and appreciate them for what they are because it makes me who I am. Whether it might be a hard time or it might be a really fun and exciting time, it still is who I am, and it's all kind of important to your story. So I challenge you with this layout to write a note to yourself, to your future self, to your future children that might read this and see not necessarily the struggles for what they are, but see life for what it is and see how each experience we have develops us as a person and kind of it develops our future as well. And as I mentioned, I'm using the tess-a-penpal collection. And these papers are beautiful, but they're not just there for the beauty of them. They're there for a purpose. And for me, that purpose in this layout was to help me tell the story. Some of the icons that I used are little letters. Some of them say Happy Meal. One says Just for You. I also used two little circles, and one says Friends Forever. And I thought that was kind of ironic, being that I am writing a letter to myself. And then the other one says Ship a letter to my pen pal. So all of these things, yes, it is a letter to myself and I'm not sending it anywhere, but this is kind of a letter to my future self where I can look back at this letter and kind of reflect on the time that is now and just appreciate every single thing that I've gone through, even though this year has been incredibly difficult. It's been probably one of the best years of my adult life. So just wanted to throw that out there as inspiration for you to think about your story and document it. Not necessarily for everybody else to read. Mine didn't have a lot of personal, confidential information or anything like that, so I don't mind sharing it, but document it for yourself if nobody else. Put it in a place that maybe nobody else will read if you want to keep it private, but put it in a place that you can go back and reflect on it later. So that is it for this layout. It's super simple, but it's pretty impactful and powerful for me. And I hope you can appreciate the power of what you can do with your scrapbooking as well. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will be back next time with another layout. Thanks for watching today, and make sure that you check out the last video I posted, which is here on your screen. And again, make sure you subscribe. That way you can be notified anytime I have new videos posted. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!